Hello viewers and welcome to another episode of Lancer Custom Works, where I will be discussing the various mech builds you could make and play with Lancer. In today's Encore edition episode where we pay attention to some of the older frames we have revealed before, No Room for Wallflower, featuring KIDD, Enkidu, Genghis Mark I Worldkiller, and Swallowtail Ranger variant. KIDD, who let the RTS players get in. KIDD is an interesting support frame that follows the 3R, rapid deployment to quick draw an entire building faster than someone could pull a gun. Reroute power to immediately call out your deployable to perish and die to give an ally some juice or an enemy to also just perish, and lastly, recycle, to recycle. Combined with the rest of the KIDD's kit, and you can totally supreme commander the entire goddamn map faster and better than anything else. You also have a kill sat, because the best support comes straight from the orbit. Only problem with KIDD really is that it has to get close to do most things due to its short sensor range. It won't be an IPSN frame otherwise. Unsurprisingly, Grease Monkey is going to be the most useful thing ever for KIDD. A lot of deployables are limited and anything that can give you more of it is always useful, same with integrated ammo feed really. Sysop is also another very good choice. Jolly Roger get ticked up when you also use tech action on allies, so might as well double up that tech support. And since every KIDD things also work with drone commander is going to be very useful too, it's just more support and control really. Anyway, let's get going with the builds. Starting with Piracy is no party, but I have my striker defender artillery support and controller all right here, a terrifying Legion Nexus kid that can basically do anything. Legion Nexus is already full of drones that kick people down and shit, add in utility and turret drones, plus Dominion breadth on allies for overshield and AP AoE damage, and you can charge up the Jolly Roger in practically no time. Moreover, Fabi will let you ally pierce through enemy defense easily, and ERM will be here to keep everyone around you alive. Real-time strategy is just another KIDD with Legion Nexus, because that thing is incredibly powerful for KIDD. It combo with its traits so well together it might as well be from the same license. This build is also intentionally made for overcharge with Heatfall and Smokestack for more support and control with a very low chance of something exploding in your face, with BT Technophile to cool you down when you run out of it. Hustler 1 is a half Emperor KIDD, a very powerful and common combo given that Emperor is all about overshield and you can give even more of it out as KIDD. Add an armor pack option of Forge 2 squad, and you can really make everyone in the team tanky while the enemy will not, because Walk of King give AP to your melee. FPV drone Slingshot is an interesting kid to say the least. It has all the drones due to max out engineering and integrated ammo feed, and the intent here is to combo accelerate, Shepherd drone, and Puppet Master to launch drones far away from even the limit of your sensor range, and then blow them up to hit someone with 1d6 plus 1 AP damage. I'm not sure how well that will work. But one good thing about all the limited charge is that your fuel rod gun and prototype will basically not run out, and your super thermal blade can really cook shit up when things get too close, so that's nice I suppose. Rainbow Marker is another KIDD built more around support, utilizing Metabook to overcome the short sensor range of KIDD to throw Horo S2, Fabi, drones, and all the lock-ons everywhere. Horo S2 is especially useful given that it both ticks up Jolly Roger dice and give allies protection anywhere too, and the Autopod will hurt once someone consume lock-on somewhere. And lastly, HBK4G Hunchback is a KIDD with a Leviathan, courtesy of Dustgrave again. It's fast, it can defend allies with Omnibus Aegis and ERM, or support them with its variety of tools plus Sysop bolster, or just shoot people in their face with a big gun. Would love to have someone else to make it a lot more accurate for big damage though. KIDD, for when you want to throw down more than just fists everywhere. There's plenty of options for deployables and drones to cover just about every needs a KIDD requires. You want to turn the Game Master's map into your map by force, KIDD is one good choice to have. Enkidu, the ultra-violent one. Enkidu is an alt frame of Tokugawa. Wallflower is in fact the very first supplement this concept was introduced, a frame that shares the same license with a pre-existing frame while doing something entirely different with it, and unlike Tokugawa, Enkidu is an defender frame, which only works as long as anything it's trying to protect is not anywhere near this razor ball. It's another deceptively slow frame, because when it reaches danger zone, it gets really fast and anything that dares to move within its extremely poor vision will be eviscerated by a pair of plasma talons, that are also auxiliary so Hunter can really extend the reach of this thing, though sometimes you might also not want that as this thing can friendly fire and it hits hard. A lot of other things can extend the reach of this talon too, Gyges, EXT Bat, Fomorion. You too can make the life choice of becoming the Demon Core, and as if that's not bloodthirsty enough, Enkidu can see if anyone is at half health, which combo well with its core power of ripping people apart, most of the time, And as if that's not bad enough, Dustgrave now exists. Talent suggestion, Nuclear Cavalier, 100%, you want this to hit people even harder, and also maybe cook them, and also to cool down because you will need it. Hunter, for the reason I have explained, and Enkidu likes auxiliary anyway. Additional mobility talents like Pancrathy would be a lot of help too. Anything to get you fast to the front line is useful. And maybe also Black Thumb to cool down even more. It's totally safe to be hanging on the exterior of a hyperactive murder machine when it's overheating, trust me. Anyway, let's talk about the builds, starting with the King engine, a Fomorian Ace Enkidu with Burst Jet and Ramjet, meaning when it boosts for up to 12 spaces, it can reach danger zone most of the time to immediately move even faster and start cutting people up. Hunter and Pancrathy give it even more mobility. Pancrathy 1 also gives more accuracy with the frequent immobilized condition it will hand out, and with Fomorian, your Plasma Talon will have a little more reach for vastly more danger. ASWG-08 Gundam Barbatos Lupus Rex is a Enkidu with a big fucking stick. It's also a Sekomet Enkidu, which means your allies should stay the hell away from you as you eviscerate your immobilized victims, with reinforced cabling to fly in or drag down people, and SMN to beat the crap out of foes even 10 times your size. Lockstock and 4 Smoking Energy Weapons is a Enkidu that's only slightly less suicidal, with hardpoint to provide resistance from reaction fire as it gets close, and ERM for the occasion when it gets really hurt. Brawler and SMN really lets you grapple anyone to beat the crap out of them, and you have 4 energy weapons with Genghis and EXT Bat to really extend their range, including those of Plasma Talon, so that's an entire section of the map being quarantined. Ceiling Cat is watching you, is an Athena Enkidu, which is an interesting choice. It directly bypassed Enkidu's poor sensor and still lets you lock on and see everything, meaning you can defend 2 large locations at once. Iconoclast also lets you shoot people with Death Beam without actually violating all 4s, both of these also lets Orator Dices charge up for effect. Also, your large heat cap plus superior by design makes you an unattractive target to be invaded, even after you reach danger zone to cut shit up after all that support. Taxidu is a Fomorian battle taxi Enkidu, because the safest place to be with an Enkidu is being on top of it. No, not in the way you are thinking. Not only can this frame kill everything with all its allies on its back just fine, it can also actually protect them with some soft cover, add in Accelerate and Prospector for plenty more mobility, and this Enkidu can do more than just turning enemies into offals. And lastly, there's Unit 01 with a positron rifle, an Enkidu with Tachyon Lance. How does this work? Your opening turn is Lucifer and then fire the lance immediately to knock someone prone, then in next turn, you will be in danger zone so you can just haul ass to get up close and personal. The RSU is there for when you get slightly too hot after doing that combo because you will need it at some point. You point, you go to a place, and then you go full murder. Enkidu is a defender frame that adopted the slaughter first ask later doctrine, and it has been working well for it since its inception. It's still good to have a couple brain cells dedicated to at least consider where your allies are before going full beast mode, but at some point, even your buddies have to look at where you are going. Genghis Worldkiller, honestly living up to its name. Unlike the Genghis that likes to set everything on fire, Worldkiller likes to set everything on fire too, even more than usual I suppose. Only one problem, TBK munition makes Genghis attack ignore resistance to burn and heat, keyword, attack, meaning havoc charges, and even the plasma gauntlet doesn't really work with this thing, so that really limits its potential, even if any burn is still super good. That said, walking armory hellfire with enough bonus damage is still going to be absolute murder with Worldkiller, and at danger zone, Furiosa makes it so that Worldkiller is always in soft cover even out in the open, and anyone in burst 1 cannot make reaction, so a Worldkiller is also effectively a literal wandering nightmare, and this can get even worse with core power activated. Unsurprisingly again, Nuclear Cavalier is going to be so good on this thing. House Guard will also makes Worldkiller more effective as a defender as it can provide cover to allies beyond Furiosa, and with it being this slow, some mobility talents and systems will be very helpful, especially additional instead of multiplicative ones like Skirmisher, Accelerate, and Prospector. Now, let's start things off with Saint Tellus Timeout Corner, a Worldkiller about keeping an enemy occupied. It can pull someone afar with dual mag cannons, and then use Blink Shield to keep them in front of it, while Projected Shield will make it hard for the enemies to hurt you. Exemplar simply makes it even more difficult for enemies to escape you, and if you get severely injured in any way possible, Unicump is a quick way to solve that problem. The tactical genius of Ursarka Creed's Papa Scorch, haven't heard this one in a long while, is a Worldkiller that's just a bit sneaky with active camo. It can move fast despite its slow speed thanks to integrated Nerve Weave and Hunter, which it can combo on a main auxiliary mount with soul rifle and shock knife plus combined arms, for a devastating accurate combo that both burn and blind people with shock wreath. That's a lot of pain for something that's invisible half the time. Real Yandere girlfriend experience is an iconoclast Worldkiller that might be a little too attached to the pilot. You simply move forward, use Scylla to shoot things on fire or Agni to set things on fire, plus dual Vorpal to protect your allies, or have your NHP Polycule shoot out deterministic damage up close and personal, an oppressive machine for sure. I Wear a Void is a supermassive plasma thrower Worldkiller, easily knocking back and burn anything that gets in the way, with 14 heat cap to shoot as much as you want. When things get too close, you can cut them, explode yourself, or just run away through tunnels you have dug with Prospector. ERM is also here in case you really needed more health. I Came with the Force of 1000 Suns is a Lucifer Genghis with a Tempest charged blade. You simply get close rapidly with Pancrathy and just cut shit up, then overcharge to Plasma Gauntlet people. If that isn't enough, you will definitely overheat because of this, which is why Stasis Shielding, Adaptive Reactor, and Reactor Stabilizer are here to keep you alive. Compared to the ridiculously violent traits of Enkidu, Worldkiller might be a tad boring, but it's definitely better at the actually protecting allies part with its sheer bulk and heat instead of wanton murder. Its ability to shut down enemy reaction by simply getting close to them is powerful, just that you gotta get close real fast. And lastly, Swallowtail Ranger variant. Whereas Swallowtail wants to see everything, the Ranger variant is more about taking cover and make sure its allies can do the same too. It can literally make extra cover on the field, can ignore difficult terrain so it can already move faster than most things, and while it can't shred on lock-on anymore, its allies can move fast instead. Plus, it has a core passive where if it ends its turn in soft cover, it can just disappear, encouraging far more mobility than the base Swallowtail. It literally wants you to move cover from cover instead of staying in one spot and throw out more tech actions than anything else, though you can still do that with 20 sensor range. Much like the base Swallowtail, Spotter plus Held Image will be a very powerful combo to have. Free movement for allies is always nice too. Infiltrator might also be a good idea if you are going full Solid Snake. Sysop and Hacker might be good if you are going for a tech-focused build with its long sensor range, and while there's quite a few talents and systems that can generate soft cover, Ranger's core passive only apply on zone that generates soft cover. You gotta look for keyword like area and then it will most likely work. Anyway, let's go down the list, starting with I Wanna Take You for a Ride, a Fomorian battle taxi ranger that's also a house guard with Argonaut and ERM to protect allies with, while also making allies faster with Prospector and invigorating scanners should they left your back, and since you won't be shooting most of the time, might as well retract inward and be even harder to be hit. Condition Begone is a ranger with a big iron on its turret, plus it can absorb conditions from allies without getting affected much as it won't attack most of the time. You don't need to move much with 20 sensor range, you have no armor to shred. You can also remove stun with Orator too, not yours sadly, with Empathy to force it to pass most of the time. Accelerate can also combo together with lock-on movement to make an allies move a significant distance off its turn, plus, you still have a big gun and the Opcal Autopod that you will use way more often, so damage won't be found lacking. Bah, yes that's the name, is an Iconoclast Swallowtail with Athena and Didymos. Just like an Iconoclast Swallowtail, you just retract since you don't need to shoot and keep throwing out Athena and Wandering Nightmare everywhere, and occasionally Didymos when you need to move through harm's way, and with this many NHP, your spark from Iconoclast will hurt like hell and serve as the only weapon you really need. Miss Travailer is a ranger with dual DSAS and 5 goddamn hive drones, can't get soft cover, just make your own bloody everywhere and then shoot everyone in their face with dual bursts of buckshots. Exemplar forces enemies to focus on you, and if they shoot your drones instead, good, you have 5 of them and they also aren't shooting at you or your allies. I will build my own map with CompCons and, yes it ended like that, is a half Drake Ranger, one that intends to remake the map with even more bunker from Drake license and also by throwing rock cover and digging tunnels all over the damn place, fortifying any position your allies take, and destroy it just as quick with Siege Specialist. And finally, there's Leapfrog, a ranger that can set up blink space tunnel to just about anywhere real fast. You simply use Beacon to swap place with an enemy or ally, then you can also use Invigorating Scanner to make an ally move through the blink tunnel so they are right beside you, instead of suffering the problem of getting ganged by the whole enemy team before anyone can make it through. CPR is just here for the opening shot. Iconoclast is your real weapon of choice really. You want to make the ground into your own killing ground, Swallowtail Ranger is one choice you can make, This does make the Ranger a less attractive choice in the air as most of its traits and stuff really only work on the ground, but if you are playing this plus an ally kobold around, well, it's gonna be a real nightmare for any enemy that dare to come closer. And that's about it for this round of Lancer Custom Works Encore. Once again, I would like to thank all of my viewers who have submitted their builds for this episode. So, yeah, there won't be a contest for this time around. This series certainly has lasted quite a while, since May actually, though really, it lasted since January. Anyway, that's all for now, and I will see you all next time. Hello there, if you like this video, please subscribe and click that notification bell button. If you want to see the videos early as well as further support my channel, you can join in my Patreon page, or buy me some coffee, links in the description. Anyway, have a nice day.